Hey gamers! Depression has been kicking me down recently, and it's led to a content drought, but I have something kind of short here about a review of the Class of 09 anime pilot.
The Class of 09 has so many characters with untapped potential or that are funny that were either so brief and not included that I felt the need to make it known that plot relevant characters are Nicole, Jekka, Emily, Ari, and you know how many other characters there are that need screen time and jokes? Kyler, Kyle, Hunter, any of the teachers, Trody, Braxton, Megan, Karen, Kelly, Nicole's mom, Gamer Bro.
In terms of secondary characters in the games who appear in the pilot and have decently big roles in the pilot, not counting Jekka and Nicole since there are leads, as well as not counting more minor characters like Karen, who exists but doesn't really do anything, we have Emily, Ari, Megan, Coach Colby, and Jeffrey. A lot is established in the pilot too. Ari working for Hot Topic, cutting herself, and being Jekka's rival. Emily having the belt that Nicole wants. Megan protesting Chipotle and inspiring Jekka to protest herself. Jeffrey being a perverted anime fan. And Coach Colby being into minors. To which Jeffrey and Colby are still important in the episode despite not being plot important because Jekka uses them to make Ari mad. And Jeffrey gets the final joke in the episode. Not only is this already a lot of characters with a lot to do in less than 15 minutes, but the whole point of a pilot is to introduce the world that the characters live in. So introducing even more characters would just make the pilot feel bloated. Even if it didn't, you don't really suggest how these other characters could impact the story we have here. It's kind of useless to have so many characters, but nothing to do with them. Also, I was originally going to write a tirade here about how the show would be the introduction to the world of Class of 09 to several people, but then I forgot why I was writing that.
Something I noticed is that the characters voiced by SBN are kept to a minimum. Jeffrey is like a punching bag character with insanely small development or relevance to the plot. He has like 2 scenes, but where's Kyler? Where's Gamer Bro? Some of the funniest, most hateable characters are completely ignored. I mean, where's fan favorite Hat Man?
Seems like SVN couldn't fit them into a story about Nicole pining for a belt and Jekka protesting. And quite frankly, neither could you. Also, Kyler does appear, but in very small vocal cameos. He just doesn't physically appear, and he doesn't affect the plot.
I hope I find my dog. Oh, my dog's dead.
What you know about?
Due to consistently shifting perspectives, something the games abstain from doing unless it's just before a character walks in, the Class of 09 anime has this issue where scenes are just slapped together with very little cohesion. For example, any scene that isn't Jekka or Nicole is basically build up for the final confrontation, but like Ari and Megan is like characters can be completely ignored.
Jekka fights against Ari in the episode because she cannot eat a burrito in Hot Topic. You could not cut Ari out because she's Jekka's antagonist. She's standing in the way of Jekka's goal. Speaking of Jekka, it's Megan's protesting against Chipotle, which inspired Jekka to protest against Hot Topic. No, this is not explicitly said within the episode, but it doesn't have to be.
And as a matter of fact, I get that SBN wanted to make SH jokes with Ari and being asked to come into work, satirizing the average white American whose life's problems are being asked to come into work when they have very little else to do. And yes, this is satirization. You should never relate to this kind of stuff, and if you do, please seek professional help. All this fat can easily be trimmed for more jokes.
Wait, so the jokes could have been cut for more jokes? You don't say. You may not like what they did with Ari, but that is still a joke. The joke is that Ari claims to be shaving, and the satire is part of the joke, with Ari making excuses towards her boss, who is calling her. She claims that she's busy shaving, but I have more to say about the series humor in a second.
The plot of the anime follows as Nicole, she tries to make money to get that Avril Lavigne belt from Eminem. She tries to get it from Eminem. Yep. The plot of the anime follows Nicole as she tries to make money to buy an Avril Lavigne belt from Emily. Is it real? Who gives a fuck? And so they go to Chipotle, have a racism scene for the lols, because SBN couldn't resist making some kind of racist joke in here. But hey, here's for the first non-white Class of 09 character.
What about the Hat Man? Did you forget about the Hat Man?
And so Jekka shows up and fucks over Ari over the next couple of days as Nicole tries to scheme to get money, which is weird because it's only in Flipside where Nicole didn't want to work in desperation. She actually works in FYE and isn't opposed to working at all in the RIA. So the whole thing of her not wanting to work is kind of odd. It's as if SBN doesn't even know the characters he's writing.
But Nicole does want to work though. Not only does she want to start a car wash,
Can I wash your car? No. Can I wash your dad's car?
something that she also did in the re-up, but she makes figures out of dough and pretends that they are genuine Italian.
Were these really imported all the way from Italy?
Now, if you said that she doesn't want to get a traditional job, this point would be kind of correct, but even then, Nicole hates the establishment and doesn't get along with others. Of course, she'd rather be her own boss instead of working for someone else.
One thing I did like was how Jeffrey in the anime has incredibly animated facial expressions and such, and the scenes that include him are incredibly animated and are awesome, but what the fuck was the Whoopi Goldberg ass syrup balloon shit Jekka had set up? That shit was like a fucking Looney Tunes bit.
Okay, first of all, you're alluding to a Rube Goldberg machine, not Whoopi Goldberg. They're completely different. Second of all, what is the criticism here? You don't really elaborate on anything, so I don't know what you want to accomplish here. Looney Tunes isn't exactly a criticism, since Looney Tunes is good, unlike this video.
And the episode ends with an advertisement for the tray pack, so it feels like a long drawn out advertisement more than anything.
Except for the fact that you still got an episode with jokes and a plot line. It's only natural for something Class of 09 related to advertise Class of 09.
Today we ask the age-old question.
What the dog doing?
Some characters don't even look close enough to the source material. Like this blonde basic bitch is Kelly. Where are her like black roots or like anything that visually distincts her from Jekka? Like, look at them side by side, genuinely. They look nigh identical. Identical? Oh my god, I keep fucking up on so many words. Whatever, I'm keeping them in, it's funny.
They have completely different hairstyles. What are you on about?
Speaking of really, really bad, I mentioned it already, but racism for the lols. The creator, SBN, is racist. There's like so many videos online that he's tried to scrub from the internet that's been archived, music that he's made, just tons of N-bombs and slurs, and so the one and only time that he creates a minority character, which it could have been a pre-established character like Trody or a teacher who got fired or like Nicole's mom, but no. It's a Latina girl, and the only joke or interactions the girl has with them is a racist joke. Like, how the fuck can he not go against the grain or, like, do anything that's genuinely humorous with non-white characters other than, "You're a fucking minority, that's so funny!"
If this was literally any other comic series, this would be a valid point. But it's kind of odd complaining about Class of 09 having an unflattering stereotype when half of the jokes in the series are already incredibly offensive. Do you even know what series you're talking about? This person has made several videos on the series and seems to be a fan, but she draws the line here? She praised the first trailer.
And this anime trailer was well animated, funny, and despite having a kinda different art style to the original games, it did the characters justice, if that makes any sense at all.
Which straight up features Jeffrey, who is a misogynist, committing a school shooting. Not to mention how that trailer also includes a joke about necrophilia.
What's gayer? Dating a girl or wanting a girl to have sex with your dead body?
So I must ask, where is the arbitrary line drawn for what is okay and what isn't okay? This joke with this stereotype isn't too out of line with the rest of Class of 09's humor. And I get why someone wouldn't like a racist joke, but she's made several other videos on this series. So she's seen the series do worse. Essentially, complaining about the Class of 09 doing an offensive joke is like complaining about South Park doing an offensive joke. Furthermore, you don't even elaborate why this joke is racist. I know why this joke is racist, because Nicole makes fun of this woman for her pronunciation.
Extra chicken?
Yeah, axila chicken.
I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
But you don't explain this when you should have. And I find it odd that you attribute the racism to Max himself when this joke is perfectly in line with the series humor.